Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. We have some awesome matchups coming for you today, but we're going to start out in the Challenger League. But before I dive into that, I do want to say thank you to Tizzy for the subscription on Twitch, and I want to introduce Ventus, my co-caster. Ventus, how are you, buddy?
No, I'm doing fantastic. I'm super excited for these matchups. I mean, we have some great semifinals matchups on the docket today, and I mean, even one of them just a little bit later is gonna be yours truly on the pitch once again. So we'll see what happens with that later. Stay tuned for that one. But this is such a great matchup. You have a little bit of a rivalry, kind of a little bit of banter going between Nervebot and Forht. Especially, you can already see it in the pregame lobby. Hopefully, you guys can't, but yeah, it's just a really interesting series. It's gonna be cool. People are gonna be taking sides. I know it kind of splits down that server that those guys are in, that their friend group is in. So they're kind of picking which sides and choosing. And we see that in the channel predictions. We have a lot of channel points being predicted on this matchup, and so I think it'll be really interesting, and I'm super excited for this one.
I'm excited as well. So both of these teams have been dominant in their Challenger League so far. We have Dissolved, the number 1 seed, who went 15-3, and then we have Venom, the number 4 seed, who went 12-6. They have played phenomenal all season long. It is a matchup of two great teams coming in. And it's going to be tough for me because last week I saw Forht and Nervebot both, again, they're on opposite teams, but they were going crazy in their individual lobbies. They played phenomenal. So it's going to be a high flying, high octane matchup, Ventus. Who you think is going to come out on top?
It's hard for me to decide. I think that the individuality of Nervebot and him just being able to triple and quadruple reset is going to be a game changer. But I think that it's going to be Venom. I think they're going to be able to take it out. I think between Yukio and Forht, them two having the team chemistry of the last 3 or 2 seasons, they were able to win a chip together, get very close to it. And I think that between those two, I think that the chemistry is going to reign supreme. I think that even with how individually good Nervebot is, I think in a team setting he can kind of lack there sometimes, and kind of rotating around his team, and just being a member and contributor to a team setting. So I think that might stunt this dissolve team a little bit, and so that's why I think Venom's gonna take it. I'll say 7 though. I think this is gonna be a really close match.
In 7. It is a best of 7, ladies and gentlemen, so it will be a long series. Hopefully, at least 4 games will be played. Hopefully, we do get to that game 7, but we're in game number 1 right now. And so far, we've seen a lot of pressure back and forth coming from these teams, but neither one has had a lot of consistent pressure. A lot of quick counterattacks, just trying to poke and prod at the net, as we see here. No one really has control, but there are a little bit of nerves, as we see. We see some side flips coming out from Nervebot already, and it will be interesting to see which team comes out on top. Nervebot, who's been so dominant, but with Yukio and Dachirak connecting like this early, it's going to be tough for them to overcome.
Yeah, it's just a great play. Good cut in the midfield from Yukio. Good turn from Dachirai. Even though he's 0 boost, gets a free shot. Places it perfectly, by the way. Top right corner. And it just looks like a little bit of miscommunication with that Dissolve team. You see Nervebot and Red Jr. both flipping upfield, not going to be able to even put a hand up on that cut in rotation. And, it's just one of those things where it's like the team isn't on the same page. And I talked about that a little bit before. Just Dissolved, maybe not the best team-wise. They are very good all individual players, but that's what I think separates them, is I think Venom can really operate as a team. They can cut for each other. They can play and force for each other, and so I think that's going to be something we have to look for. The rest of this game is Yukio almost gets a shot on target, but a great save there from Mobamba.
Yeah, Mobamba looking great on defense. We're going to need to see all of these players on the side of Dissolved come out massive individually and try to get something going with each other. We can already see Yukio and Forht trying to get some plays going. Yukio going for a bump before it gets 50'd out of the way. So we're going to need to see a strong performance individually from this Dissolved team and a strong performance from this Venom team as a team. I think that will largely determine who comes out on top. And oftentimes, like you said, plays like that won't work individually. Mobamba is not having a strong series so far.
Yeah, and that's just so Unfortunate. The bounce is a little awkward. I don't know why he really was going for the touch there. We see the nice shot given to Mobamba, maybe trying to catch some mental warfare early in this series, get him down. As another kickoff mistake comes out from Dissolve this time again, and Red Jr. not going for kickoff, kind of messing up his flip. Yukio taking full advantage, and I mean, it looked close in the beginning, but two massive mistakes have put Venom in the lead, and Dissolve gonna have to be able to recover and come back there. It is a very long series, and you know, hopefully the mental can stay strong, as that was a great pass there from Mobamba, but it's gonna be you know, it's all up to these individual players. Can they keep the mental intact? Can they kind of shake off the nerves, shake off the mistakes, and continue and improve? That's really going to be how Dissolves are going to be able to come back, because they have the individuality, they have the great individual players, but if those players start to falter, then it could go downhill real quick.
Absolutely it can, and these players did come up huge. They did reschedule a match to get us on at 7 o'clock, so thank you to them, but they do need to lock in. Everyone agreed to it. Clearly, that's why they're here. So they're going to have to lock in now. And maybe they weren't ready for it just yet. But matches are being played, and it looks like Venom is here to play. Dissolve need to wake up.
Yeah, it's a great shot there from Thatcher. It looked like a little bit of a pinch almost coming out from Thatcher and Forht. But, you know, it's just the misrotations. You just see the Dissolve not really trusting each other, kind of playing super hesitant, and they're playing a lot slower because of it. And another shot off the kickoff, and absolute domination in game number 1 for Venom is another kickoff mistake coming out, and then Mobamba not able to get the save. It was a pretty good shot, all things considered, from Yukio, but definitely one that could be a savable shot. And some more mental warfare coming out for the side of Venom, just trying to rile up this Dissolve squad, maybe try to get them to make more mistakes. And you know, this might be one where they have to mentally reset, maybe get one for the road, just try to, you know, take what they can from this series, don't concede anymore, you know, get some offense going. But Nerdbot had a shot option, but it was not able to put that one on target off the bump. And this one might just float in, as Red Jr. has to go back and make a save. But you kind of want to just stop the bleeding, kind of reset for the next game. And I mean, unfortunately, it's not going to happen with that. You're all over the pitch.
Venom has sunk their fangs in, and they've sunk them in early and quickly. 6 goals with a minute and a half remaining in a 5-minute regulation game. Dissolved really need to get one for the road, but once they put one on the board, if they put one on the board, we might be on risk for headed down south. We could be on Brazil watch if we get another goal coming out from Venom, but that doesn't matter now. Yukio now taking it back to himself. Nervbot does get a beat on it, looking for a sidewall read off the corner, and he gets it! Nervbot has showed up in this lobby, but as he scored, we're headed down south. We're in Central America right now, baby.
Yeah, Nervbot, such a great shot. And I mean, individually, he's so good. He can turn, like, options out of anything. A great read there, good shot on target, close post, which is even more difficult to save from the Venom roster. But you got to think maybe they're just setting it up as a miss coming through, and we might be heading down south even farther. But it looks like Red Jr. gonna hold on just for a minute. The water is starting to get a little warmer though. As Yukio shot on target, and we have arrived. How's the weather, Coulson?
Oh, it's sunny, 70 degrees down here in Brazil. We're feeling good. I'm sitting out here casting from the Amazon rainforest, and Yukio, you can hear it through the trees. The wildlife down here is going crazy because we have a Brazil Venom on to Dissolve. Now they need to get out of it. Mobamba trying to put one quick on target, but saved away by Thatcherat. Thatcherat looking for a pinch, but whiffs on this one. He does get the bump on the follow-up, though. Looking for another. A great beat from Red. Red trying to put one on target, saving themselves from the Brazil, but with 1 minute remaining, it's going to be tough. Nervbot misses on this one. Thatcherat pops this one into the safety of his own corner. Nervbot leaving this awkward and floating, but Forht with a great touch. Looking for Thatcherat downfield, but there's not a lot of boost on the side of this Venom team so far. Venom trying to get defanged by this Dissolve squad, but after a game like this, it's gonna be hard to say that late look bad. Trying to keep this 7-1 on the scoreboard with 30 seconds remaining. Red passing this one down to Nervbot, but cut out by Yukio. Thatcherat back to Yukio. Yuki with a great touch, stealing the mid boost, just trying to play time, keeping this scoreline intact. Forht gets dunked out, and now Yukio gets the cut. Double commit coming out from Thatcherat as well, and they don't recover from it just yet. Great time wasting coming out from Yukio. Red trying to get something to happen, but but a great 50 over to Thatchy. Thatchy now up into the air, gets the flip, trying to get it past Nerfbot, but Nerfbot is there, of course. This ball, 1 second remaining, trying to prevent the Brazil, and he does! Mobamba makes it 7-2. That's at least something that you can take into the next game.
Yeah, it's one for the road. It is a good bump attempt by Nerfbot there. Mobamba, good air dribble. The bump almost comes through. Forht, almost the save, though. And, Venom, they do take game number 1 in a pretty dominant fashion. I will say, though, a lot of it was just simple mistakes from a Dissolve. You saw the 2 kickoff goals. You saw the own goal as well. Coming out from Dissolve. So a lot of nerves. I wouldn't be surprised if Dissolve are able to come back much quicker than we expect. I think that they did much better after the second half of this game. And I think that, it's a long series, right? The Venom, they looked really good, but they didn't do anything special. It wasn't like they were individually far superior. They had good rotations and good cuts, and they just took advantage of Dissolve. In this game, though, I'm expecting Dissolve to be improved. I'm expecting them to be better individually. I'm expecting the nerve to be shaken off. You can't lose worse than 7-2 and heading to Brazil for a little bit. So I'm just hoping that they can kind of just shake it off, get back into this series, and I'm really looking at Mobamba and Nerfbot, the number 1 and 2 overall picks in this Challenger League draft. They were drafted that high for a reason. Individually, they are absolutely stellar. And so we need to see that come out in a great pass, but an even better save coming out from Forht. Forht is having none of it. He said, Nerfbot, I see you and raise you one more, as a brilliant save coming through there just to keep him alive.
We are expecting to see some aggression coming out from this Dissolve squad. I imagine losing 72 in game 1 will lead to that aggression, and great demo coming out onto Yukio. Another demo on to Forht. These guys are mad about that game 1, and who wouldn't be? A great touch. This could waterfall down, and does. Nerfbot trying to get it in, but it goes right off the post. The 4th man keeping this game tied from Venom. Nerfbot, though, with a quick shot, getting it behind the defender, and just like that, Dissolved are back in this series.
Yeah, unfortunately, Forht had a great save earlier, but he couldn't do enough there. It's a beautiful shot. A great pass as well from Mobamba, and that's what you want to see, the number 1, number 2 pick combining to make beautiful plays, great scores, and they actually are gonna go up now. It's up to Venom to kind of come back and show that the game 1 wasn't just a fluke. They weren't just capitalizing on a bunch of mistakes. I think that as a team, they are rotating very well and efficiently. They're cutting for each other. They're calming very well, where they're leaving the ball for each other and able to speed up their rotations. And so I think they're playing very well. I think that unfortunately, Dissolve had a great pass play individually, and it kind of took advantage of them. So both these teams starting to get on their A game. We saw a little bit of a lull in game 1 from Dissolve, but it looks like now the series has really started, and it's going to pick up from here.
Yeah, and with shots like that coming out from Forht, that was the opportunity for Venom to get one of their own. They had 7 in game number 1, and now it looks like Dissolve has all of the pressure in this game too. After being punched in the mouth, bit by the Venom, feeling that sting. But Yukio able to put the sting right back on them. An unfortunate 50 in the corner, pinches directly into Dissolve net, tying it up.
Yeah, and unfortunately Nerfbot just kind of misses the ball there, trying to get a pop to get a follow-up. Maybe he should have elected to go and get the corner boost first, then play the ball so that he has more leeway for error. But it looks like he might be trying to reset things on his own as he looks for that double tap, but it is going to be saved. Pass back in the middle. Nerfbot is there. The shot, though, going to be saved away. And even though it looked like Nerfbot wanted to put things back in perspective and get his team back on top, it hasn't happened just yet.
This right now is a Yukio and Forht versus a Mobamba and Nerfbot game. I'm pretty sure that Thatchy has 14 points and Red has 32. This is basically a 2v2 in this game. It is unbelievable what these two people have done, and I think whichever player activates on that 3rd player on either of these squads could be the difference maker. Mobamba looking for something off the backboard, though, gets the double right over to Red. Red does get a touch, but unfortunately it goes right to Thatchy. Thatchy trying to up his score. He gets 10 points, but not the goal. This one saved away, but now Forht trying to get a flick, gets it over 1. Awkward on defense. Quick shot from Yukio, but a great save from Mobamba. Red Jr. taking some time, farming some save points, getting himself on the board. trying to make it look like he's been doing more in this game, but make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Nerdbot and Mobamba finding each other, playing well as a team, and Red has just been consistent on defense. Hard to be consistent, though, with plays like this developing, but he does well to save this one out in the way. Red now taking it over the wall with a full tank of boost, trying to pop this one around Yukio, but can't get it. Now he's just going to steal the boost. Nerdbot popping this back in, but a great clear comes out from Forht. Defensive weatherings of the storms from both of these teams. A 9-goal game in game number 1. 7 goals at this point. Now we're at 2 with a minute and a half remaining, Ventus.
Yeah, and you see teams are a lot less willing to commit. We're seeing so many less mistakes coming out. Teams are really forcing out these mistakes, and that's only led to 1 goal apiece. We see a lot more demos, Dissolve getting a lot more aggressive as well in the Venom half, just trying to open the pathway for Mobamba and Nerdbot just to take these solo plays and these solo play options. And it hasn't netted results yet. I love the idea. I think it's been working out really well. We've seen a lot of times where Venom has been forced low, and this might be a shot opportunity with Nerdbot off the backboard. Mobamba is there, but not on target. The bump comes out as well, but unfortunately Dissolve not able to convert there on a much-needed attack.
Yeah, that would be a great statement win to get back into this series, tied up at 1 apiece, but it's not over. 40 seconds remaining, and now Venom's on the press. Great bump comes out. Forht trying to put it in, but Mobamba gets a 50 on both of them. Now Nerdbot with a full tank of boost, not able to get the first touch he was looking for, but does get the dunk. Yukio skinning this one back downfield. Mobamba intercepts, trying to take it up to the ceiling, gets the beat on one, gets it past, but he can't follow up on it. And now Yukio with the ball, but Nerdbot has none of it, just diving in the corner, forcing that challenge. He's just being annoying, being aggressive, and why wouldn't he, especially after that game number 1. Now, Mobamba, 50 boost, whiffs on this one. This could be dangerous, but of course, Nerdbot is the first one to that ball and gets a strong pinch downfield. Yukio popping this one up. Nerdbot there, though, trying to read it down. This one stays in the air. This could be dangerous. Mobamba with a clear over. Nerdbot looking for a quick shot, but not enough boost in the tank, and we have overtime in game number 2.
You know, what a difference between game number 1 and game number 2. Everybody has tightened up their rotations. Dissolve looking so much better. We see that they're actually out shooting almost 2-1 here, this Venom squad. And it's really been a tale. I mean, Nerdbot has been great on the offensive side of the ball. Mobamba has been great on the defensive side of the ball, just forcing out challenges and being able to hold the midfield line very aggressively. And this might be a shot opportunity with those two on the pitch, but unfortunately it doesn't come through. And Dissolve, they still have had a lot more chances, and we see another chance coming through, and Red Jr. the one coming through, barreling through the play. Forht not really expecting the dive from Red, and that is going to take advantage. Dissolve going to tie up this series.
He's giving a great pass to himself, and Red has woken up. He is in this series and was the difference maker in that game. Like you said, I don't think that Venom was expecting that challenge from him, but that challenge was all so important. He went from having 150, almost doubling his score with that one shot and 1 goal. But look at Nerdbot, 8 shots. He does need to tighten up on his shooting accuracy just a little bit, shooting 1 for 8, but they did come away with the win. Nerdbot out shooting the entirety of this Venom roster by himself. Aggressive was an understatement. I said it was going to be an aggressive game number 2 from Dissolved, and Nerdbot took that to heart. He was everywhere, getting the saves, getting the bumps, getting the shots. He was trying to do everything and will his team back into this series. I think Venom will respond well, though, as we dive into game number 3.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things that was kind of underrated is Dissolved up their demo count. They had 6 demos in this game number 2, and that was a big thing. They relieved a lot of pressure on defense. They forced a lot of cuts and rotations from this Venom roster to ensure that they got back in time when they were on defense. And I think that Dissolved, it was kind of like the unsung hero. These demos have kind of put Venom on alert. They have been getting absolutely decimated on the backline, and Nerdbot has been a big proponent of that. But also Red Jr., he kind of have been the off-ball player who has been able to get those bumps and demos to allow Nerdbot a lot of free shots and Mobamba a lot of free possessions. So it's going to be interesting to see if this is the same thing that they look for in this game number 3, and if Venom kind of reacts a little bit to it, because, I mean, they've already gotten demoed a couple times, but nothing too bad has come through. As I say that, Forht needing to dive back and make a save, and the offense starting to come through on Dissolve. Mobamba looking for a pass mid, this ball floating. Nerdbot not going to be able to get the shot, though, as Yukio is going to make the save, but we're not done yet. Red Jr. back into the midfield. Mobamba looking for the shot. Going to jump, though, as Thatcher already touched the ball, and this might turn into a counterattack.
Nerfbot now trying to keep the pressure on, though. He does get the intercept. This one waterfalls down. Red Jr.'s already up for it, but so is Yukio. Low boost with a great touch. Mobamba whiffs on this one, faking it out for Nerfbot. Nerfbot looking for the double. Bang! Are you kidding me, Nerfbot? He opens the scoring in game number 3.
Yeah, and it's such a great shot. I mean, beats out both defenders, able to get the double tap on, perfectly done. I mean, such a great individual play coming out from Nerfbot. The bouncing demos, forcing awkward rotations from this Venom roster, and you see that they're both in the midfield at low boost. But as I say that, catastrophic mistakes coming out. Red Jr., not a very good kickoff. The ball goes straight into the net off the kickoff, and unfortunately, with all of that beautiful double tap, nothing has come for it as we are back 1-1 in game number 3.
Yeah, hello, good lord. Which one's more pretty, chat? Which one do you think is going to go on the highlight reel today? My money's on Yukio's shot because it gets them right back into this game. Forht now trying to press the advantage. He gets a dunk on Mobamba, but Nerfbot, of course, is going to be the one to be there. Rat popping this one over to Yukio. Red intercepts, trying to get a double off the side ball, leaving it for Nerfbot. He gets 50'd out. This could be dangerous. Mobamba's up, but so is Forht, and he makes a great save. Trying to press the issue is dissolved. They're starting to double commit, trying to be super aggressive. Comms are not flowing as crystal as they could be, but it doesn't matter yet. We're still tied at 1 apiece. Nerfbot trying to make it 2-1, but a great save from Yukio, getting this one out of the way of the pressing attack from Red Jr. Now Yukio trying to get fancy with it, gets a dunk on it, leaving it for a teammate. Dachi's up, does get the dunk, but it's a little off target, and that could dissolve this attack from Venom. Unfortunate for them as we dive into 3 minutes left in game number 3.
Yeah, you know, I saw what you did there. I saw that little joke you made with the dissolve the pressure. Yeah, it was cute. It was cute. And, you know, Dissolve have been looking pretty good. I think that their defense is kind of the question mark as we see a lot of kind of mistakes, a lot of double touches, and a lot of missed touches, I think, coming out from them. Is a pass there. Rat trying to put that shot on target, but is not going to come to fruition as Yukio looking for the shot. Follow-up, though, but that one is as a great shot from Yukio, catching the defenders out, places it right in between both of them, and Venom has found the hole in the rotation. The double commits have become too much for this Dissolved roster. They can't cover it enough, and Venom taking a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, I think Yukio might get onto the highlight reel with that shot, more so than his first one. Definitely a lot prettier the second time around. But again, I'm still waiting for Rat to get involved. He has 44 points in this game so far, and I get if your teammates are cooking, Yukio and Forht are having an absolute series right now. But Rat just sends one off again. I don't even think he's going to get credit for a shot there, and doesn't. He has 58 points, and again, he's doing exactly what he needs to do. His team is up in this game. He is just hanging out, not making many mistakes when he can. Forht now clearing this one. Nerfbot to catch it. Could be a little bit of a mistouch. He drops it down. Rat trying to get a quick shot. A bouncer, but it goes wide off the post. Yukio pressing the issue, trying to get back to this ball to beat out Nerfbot, and does. I don't get to say that one often. Nerfbot pops this one out to Mobamba, and a strong clear comes downfield. Rat with his own strong touch off the ceiling, trying to follow on this one. Gets a touch, looking for his own double, but Red with a great save to pop this one out back into the Venom zone. Forht and Nerfbot, of course, going to meet in the corner. Nerfbot looking for a teammate, but Mobamba not able to get the strongest touch. Red Jr. sprinting back with low boost, but he does get the save. This could be dangerous for Dissolved. One of their players, their first man, didn't have much boost, but Mobamba does well to take time, control it, and pop it off the ceiling back to himself. Ventus, we've seen a lot come out from this Dissolved team, but it's not the Dissolved that we saw in game number 2. How do you think they get back into this game?
I think it all stems down from the defense. Is another shot potentially coming through. I think that their touches and clears just aren't as high quality as they were. They haven't been able to transition as efficiently, and we've seen that there have been a couple times where Nerfbot has taken off the back wall and kind of lost possession very early in his air dribble. And something that's kind of uncharacteristic as him is one of the most mechanical Chally players, in my opinion. And so I think it all comes down from the transitions out of defense. They use a lot of boost to get the clears, and they haven't been able to get them that effectively. As Yukio looking for a shot, they find it again. Red Jr. trying to commit off the ceiling, but a great pass offload there from Rat. Gonna just allow Yukio a little bit of a free goal, and Venom are gonna be able to take a more convincing lead. I think that Dissolved, it really stems from the defense, though.
Thatchy Rat staying true to what he's doing. Why overcomplicate it? Yukio's having a game, might as well feed the beast. Great bump coming out from Yukio. Forht now taking his time on it, trying to waste a little bit of time, and does get a strong 50. Looking for bumps on Red Jr. He does get one, but Nervbot able to save this one away. Thatchy Rat trying to get this one to waterfall down, and it does, but Mobamba with a great squishy save off the inside of the net. Yukio now trying to pop this one down to her teammate, fakes it, but that was read and cleared away by Mobamba. There's not much time left. 10 seconds on the clock. Dissolved are stuck in their own half. They need to get one now and a kickoff goal, but it appears to be too late. Game number 3 will go in favor of Venom, and they will take the series lead 2-1 once this ball hits the ground. Right now, Dissolve trying to get one for the road, but they cannot, and it stays 3-1 in game number 3.
Yeah, and I mean, I talked about it a little bit, but the touches on defense just weren't very quality. I think Mobamba and Nervbot, both of those guys, expected to kind of be able to take the ball, keep possession, get a couple beats in the midfield as well when they're transitioning off the defensive side of the ball, and I think that they weren't up to par in this series, this game specifically. I think that there are a lot of missed touches coming out. I think that they were getting challenged pretty early in the midfield as well, so it was something where they're panicking a little bit more. They don't have as much time as they're usually used to, and so with that comes those pressures and additional challenges, and is why they had those missed touches. It's great from Venom. They've been able to force out a lot of those bad plays, but it's something where Dissolve needs to kind of hunker down. They need to, be more calm when they have possession so they don't make these mistouches, allowing them, because there was almost a goal in the last 30 seconds there where Thatchy Rat just took a free ball. Mobamba cleared it off the back wall but wasn't able to follow it up, and it almost led to a goal. I mean, I think Red Jr. had like a beautiful save off of a squishy save, but unfortunately you're not going to be able to rely on those things every single time, and so they really need to tighten up on that defense and tighten up on those touches.
Yeah, and we saw the shot total come down from Dissolve. Nervbot went from 8 shots to just 2. Offense is not getting there because of their lack and lackluster touches on defense. Venom has done a good job getting that pressure back on. The adrenaline rush from the initial game number 2 has started to fade, and we're starting to see some miscues come out, but a great save coming out from Nervbot. Red just playing the beat, hoping a teammate can get there, and Mobamba's on the ball. Pops this one up to himself, trying to get the air dribble going. He gets it over one, but this one's not threatening enough to be on target. Forht goes anyway and gets a great beat off the ceiling, but Red Jr. with a great intercept. He flips this one over to Mobamba, trying to get a bump, but Yukio has the read. Quick shot from Nervbot, but not enough on it. This could be dangerous, but a great demo comes out, getting in the way, and just like that, Dissolved score after 35 seconds.
Yeah, and it's, you might expect Nervbot to be able to shoot that a little bit better. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Luckily for him, it doesn't matter. For getting bumped, slowing him down, he can't get behind the ball fully. He can't get the pinch into the crossbar, and a great play there from Dissolve. They're able to get a couple beats. The double commit came through in the midfield from Venom, and it kind of was the reason that Forht wasn't able to get back in time. He was rushing back as the third man, and Dissolve just taking advantage once again of this Venom roster. It seems like that's the tale of all times, is whenever we see a misplay coming out from either one of these teams on defense, it seems to be instantly capitalized on, as we're looking for another potential capitalization with Mobamba looking for a shot. That one off the, and it's going to go off the post and in, excuse me. That one looked off to me, but the game says otherwise. That one gonna find the back of the net off of, once again, a missed rotation. Forht and Yukio on the same path, rotation line, and the perfectly placed shot bottom right corner is going to capitalize perfectly.
Wow, this series is back and forth as it gets. We have games 1 and 3 going in favor for Venom. Dissolved trying to take 2 and 4 to get us tied up at 2 apiece. These teams evenly matched, just striking in different games. Mobamba looking for a bump on this one. Thatchy Rat to take over. He does get bumped off of it. Red Jr. low boost. Does get a strong 50 into the corner. He's going to try to look for an outlet pass to a teammate. Popping this one across midfield, looking for Mobamba. Yukio assists him on it, but this one pops out back to midfield, easing the pressure off of this Venom squad. Great beat from Yukio. Trying to pop this one, looking for a teammate. Went for a bump, but Red Jr. will recover on it. Nervbot now taking over this one into midfield. Mobamba taking his time, popping a quick shot on, getting it over last back. There was no one rotating back to net, and Dissolve take a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, and sometimes when Venom is trying to play too aggressive, they leave these options in the rotation open. We see that Yukio was cheating up, looking for the 50. Dachira hadn't rotated back yet. Forht low boost getting beat out by Mobamba. Mobamba having a much better game than the previous game, number 3. And, I mean, I feel like this Dissolve lineup, it's very reminiscent of game number 2. They're playing much faster. They're playing more aggressive. And, Venom, I feel like, is making some
Ow!
more mistakes. Is another maybe a mistake coming through. Yukio might have gotten bumped there from Mobamba, I'm not really sure, but the demo coming through, the bump potentially coming through, leaving a wide open net for Nervbot. And we might be back on track to go back on vacation here in a minute, Colson.
Yeah, we got our Dissolve got their bags packed and headed down to Brazil, and now Venom is looking to do the same, meeting them down there in the rainforest. Right now, a strong showing in this game, number 4, coming out from Dissolve. They're just playing the beat, taking their time. What a great pinch around 1. This could be dangerous, though. Yukio electing to play to the corner. Mobamba popping this one high. Dachi trying to keep it in the zone. This could be dangerous, but a great touch from Mobamba down to Nervbot will destroy all of that pressure Venom had built. This one could be dangerous. Mobamba pressing the issue, looking for Nervbot. Nervbot trying to get something going, getting back to this ball. Gets a flip, but a great 50 down to Thatchy gets this pressure off. This one could just go right into the net. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. We are still in Central America. It's 4-1. Just 3 more for Dissolve for that Brazil.
Mobamba just not able to get a touch there, trying to cut rotation, and then the bump. Red Jr. actually gets bumped into the pinch with Yukio, and it goes straight into the back of the net. An unfortunate turn of events for this Dissolved roster, but a good thing for Venom. They're trying to get back into this game. They'll take anything coming their way, and Nervbot looking to absolutely stomp that one out as a double tap back to the backboard. Mobamba trying to get a double tap of his own, but leaving it for Red Jr. and Dissolve still being more aggressive. You talked about the shot totals from game number 2 being absolutely stunted, and we see that they have already accumulated 6 shots. They're tripling Venom's right now, and I feel like this Dissolve roster has had a lot of pressure this series, forcing out a lot of misplays from Venom, a lot of missed rotations, because Venom is looking to be aggressive, but they just have not been able to. It seems like they've just gotten beat out in the midfield. Unfortunately, they're leaving the spaces open behind them for quick counterattacks, and Dissolved has done great to counter and capitalize on those. Is another double reset coming out from Nervbot. The shot attempt from Mobamba, trying to just throw that one on target, seeing what sticks. And I feel like that's kind of what's done good. Is Nervbot looking for another double tap, leaving this for Mobamba again. Red Jr. here, maybe the follow-up this time is, absolutely diabolical work. Dissolve still not able to find the back of the net after just complete onslaughts on target.
Flip reset over to Red Jr. Red Jr. whiffs on this one. Another whiff comes out. That is a whiffy-50, as we call it in the biz. Nervbot looking for a teammate. Leaves it for Red Jr. He gets 50'd out by Thatch to Scratch at the midfield line. Nervbot up for it early, trying to get it over Yukio, but cannot. Great defense coming out from Yukio, keeping this one at 4-1. Red Jr. dodged the bump. Nervbot looking for his own, but he can't find it. Red Jr. popping this one back. This could be dangerous. Flip reset out, but Mobamba able to get this one to the corner. That's your rat trying to press the issue, get involved in this series. Nervbot to Red Jr. These players are finding each other. A team that's so used to individual talent and shows and display of skill, they're trying to find one another, which is not something I was expecting going into this series. And right now, Venom hasn't found each other at all. It's like they've forgotten that was what led to their success so far in this season. Right now, they're trying to go for solo play after solo play, trying to match this Dissolved squad as a great dunk comes out, but we haven't seen it so far. I think they need to get back to their roots and stick to what works.
Yeah, and I think that's really going to come through Forht and Yukio. I feel like those two specifically have been so good at finding each other. Neither of them really being up there in the assists per game category, but they have done just so well. They've been able to get a lot of beats, and Dissolved in game number 2, when the one that they won, they actually assisted both their goals, so has worked out really well in their favor. And usually we've seen Dissolved just kind of rely on Nervbot and Mobamba to just make space and kind of just beat out everybody. But it seems like they're kind of trying to play for the beat to leave it for their teammates for the follow-up this time. And it worked out really well. I feel like Venom is going to be able to respond, though. I feel like it's been a back and forth series. It only makes sense for Venom to be able to recover. We didn't see any kind of Brazil here in this game, as Venom were able to kind of stave off the pressure from Dissolve. They're able to play much better defense. They weren't making as many double commits, and then they're able to start transitioning out. The shot total really decreased, as we saw in the beginning. Dissolve was out shooting 7-2, and then Venom put 4 more shots on, and then 7-6 at the very end of the series. So they got back into it very well. They seemed poised to potentially break the momentum and kind of steal it back as we get into this game number 5. And the way that this series has been going, you can only expect that to happen from Venom, as they maybe they just want to go to game 7 and take it in 7.
Strong kickoff coming out from Yukio. Like you said, this series has been nothing but counterpunch after counterpunch. It is a great back and forth series in the Challenger League, kicking us off tonight. Midfield pressures from both of these teams so far. Red trying to get involved on the offense, steals that boost from Venom. This one pops out mid. Yukio and Forht both go. This could be dangerous. Nerfbot and Red both call each other off. A little bit of patience is okay because of that double commit. Now Nerfbot tried to accelerate the play. He had the advantage, trying to keep it going. This one pops down mid. 2 go from Dissolve, but no one able to get a piece of it. Great pinch from Yukio, clearing this one back into Dissolved half, and a great clear, sending it back that way. Thatchy Rat gets cut out by Red Jr. Red Jr. trying to get it going, popping and looking for a teammate. This one floating mid, awkward. Great presence of mind from Forht to stay calm, not pop that one into the back of his own net.
Yeah, I mean, that was super dangerous. I'm surprised that angle was even on from Red Jr. He expected Mobamba to be there for the follow-up, but Red Jr. tries to do it all on his own, trying to get that double tap, and Dissolve might be in a dire situation as Forht looking to get a pass option into the midfield. It felt like that year I was on the other team for a second trying to cut off that pass. Got a little confused there with the blue car, and Venom kind of just holding on. They have been playing very well in the midfield. Both these teams have. I don't think that we've really seen many opportunities, as Dissolve had that one crazy double tap that I don't even know if was really intentional or expected, and so both these teams just kind of playing it out, playing very safe. You saw Red Jr. specifically playing very far back as third man. You see Thatchy Rat playing very far back as third man, just not wanting any counterattacks, no holes in the rotation to come through, and that's what's led to this 0-0 game. As we're about half the way through, and I feel like both these teams playing very reserved, something we don't really see. And Red Jr. might have just owned gold, but it might not matter, as that you're not able to find that one to try to get that. All players of Venom commit. This is an open net if Yukio can't get back, and Yukio is able to somehow. And it seems like absolute pandemonium has just occurred, as I was, praising the midfield presence and the rotations back post, but it seems like all that has gone by the wayside now.
Yeah, it was a 4v2 for a second, and still we remain scoreless. I can't believe what I'm seeing so far. This team at the halfway point in this game, both of them are playing evenly matched, sometimes playing for each other. But Forht now getting a strong clear downfield. Red Jr. getting a pop-up back to himself. Nerfbot calls him off of it and gets the clear, but Yukio has it red. Trying to look for Forht, but these guys aren't on the same page. Creativity on offense isn't there, and a great shot from Mobamba goes high off the post. Nerfbot popping this one back mid-net, but this one goes bar down and out. The fourth man from Venom has helped him out a couple times so far in this series, and they are thankful that he has.
Yeah, I mean, we might see a goal still come through as Mobamba trying to get the shot, not going to be able to do it though. Red Jr. playing super far back, but that is a catastrophic mistouch. Nerfbot has to cover Yukio, trying to play the midfield, trying to keep that one in, as we see it go back again to this Venom half. Venom has not been able to accumulate a single shot, even though they've been playing pretty well in the midfield. It seems like Dissolve has had their number as of late, and I think that Mobamba and Nerfbot are just getting started. It's been a team effort. Nerfbot looking for another double tap opportunity, but once again, Yukio, it seems like he's been the player to be out in the midfield, out on defense, and he's been absolutely locked down for this Venom roster to keep them in. It is Nerfbot having to clear this one away once again.
I'm again looking for Red Jr. and Thatchy Rat to step up, because they have watched their teammates play an incredible first 4 games of these series, and playing like that in the intensity of this series is draining. Red Jr. trying to get another one on target. He's starting to wake up, but his shots just aren't falling just yet. Yukio, wow, with a great recovery, getting downfield pretty quickly. Thatchy Rat popping it up to himself, but can't get the touch that he wanted. Yukio now falling on this one, gets dunked out. Forht misses on this one. This could be dangerous, but a great recovery again from Yukio, keeping us tied. 1 minute left. Thatchy Rat not able to recover onto this one well. This one goes out and away. The pace of this series is causing issues in the rotation of a couple of these players. Mobamba now trying to get back to this one. Leaves it for Nervbot. Nervbot looking for something, but he elects to drop this one into the safety of the yellow corner. Trying to get a shot going again is Mobamba, but Forht able to get this one saved out and away. Going into the last 30 seconds of game time, it has been pretty even so far, but like you said, the pressure seems to be all coming from this dissolved squad. The threatening pressure, at least. Red Jr. trying to pop this one out and away, but Yukio on defense has done a phenomenal job so far. Playing the beat is dissolved. 15 seconds left, but Red misses on this shot as well. Trying to do something a little bit too flashy instead of just throwing it into the back of the net. Great 50 from Nervbot, but Thatchy has this one, Red. I have to give props to this Venom defense because they have played phenomenal all game. Almost sending us to overtime provided that Dissolve doesn't get a goal, and they don't. Great defense coming out from Venom. Great offense coming from Dissolve. Let's see who takes this one.
Yeah, it might just be a kickoff goal as Nervbot trying to put that one in. Yukio is able to get back in time, though. Mobamba kind of bumped him off the play as Yukio looking to try to take this one again, but it's cut out in the midfield by Red Jr. And so far, we've seen Dissolve kind of just lay on the offense. Venom has not faltered. The defense has come strong, but this might be their opportunity. But, you know, you see Yukio there not wanting to commit his third man, not wanting to overextend in case he got beat out. And we've seen that time and time again. It's the reason why Venom have not really been able to get a lot of opportunities going, as we see another opportunity attempt coming out from Forht, but it's going to be saved away by Red Jr. And so far, we've seen a little bit of a flip. Venom have had all of the pressure so far in this overtime, and we might not see that for much longer as we see another shot there, but it seems like Dissolve finally able to get a little bit of boost, finally able to reset. But as I say that, Thatchy Rat trying to get the shot, almost gets the dunk, and Nervbot needing to make the save. He's got to keep possession. He's got to keep this one close so he's able to get the clear. Not the best touch, Yukio. Gonna pop this one high, gonna look for a follow-up, gets the beat on Mobamba, and Forht, not the follow-up that you want to see, though, is this one gonna allow Dissolve to just break back out.
Yeah, this overtime has been a great reset for this Venom offense. Right now, they have all the pressure after a minute and 15, and it's caused this Dissolve squad to start taking their time, which is not something we've seen. An awkward pitch comes down. Forht gets dunked by Red Jr. Thatchy trying to put one on, but a great save off the bar from Mobamba. Forht looking for Yukio. Yukio with the shot and the goal! Are you kidding me? 5 minutes of regulation, no offense, and a minute and 30 of overtime of straight offense coming out from Venom.
Yeah, I mean, I could never have guessed that to happen. I mean, it looked like Dissolve had all the pressure going through, but it looks like Venom only needed that one reset of the overtime, and the kickoff went in their favor. They had the offense from the beginning. They forced Dissolve to just continue to use all the boost. They stole it in the end.
Look at the shots.
That's exactly what I'm saying. They had no shots, absolutely zero, before overtime happened. They got 5 in overtime, able to take the game.
Unbelievable from Venom. A crazy turnaround. They had more saves, less shots, and more goals. But this is the pattern of the series. Venom taking 1, 3, and 5. Dissolve taking 2 and 4. They need to take 6 and 7. My bad, to take the whole series. But right now, it doesn't look like they're doing much. They've been stagnated on offense. They couldn't get through this Venom backline. Large part of that, for me at least, is they weren't going for as many demos. It's like they expected Venom to just kind of turn over and not play the game anymore after the games that they dominated. And because of that, they fall asleep. Both of these teams are victim of that. They've fallen asleep after their game win. We need to see one of them lock in and try to finish out this series. Nervbot gets a reset, looking for Mobamba in the wing, but a great cut out by Forht, sending this one back into the Dissolve path. We are seeing immediate pressure from Dissolve. Clearly not happy with the way the end of that game went. Mobamba taking his time, gets demoed out. Great double demo, trading demos from these teams. Great clear comes out. Forht low boost, able to make the save. Right now, we are seeing a little bit of awkwardness. No one really sure when to go for the ball. Yukio clears this one to the corner, gets a side touch out. Thatchy trying to get for it. Double bump comes out, gets it around one, but there's no follow-up from the midfield player. And I think Dissolve will get this out. But just as I say that, Forht looking for a double, and he hits it off the ground. Venom has sunk their fangs in, and they want this series.
Yeah, and you see the thing, you know, they must have been listening to you. They were demoing a lot more. There's a lot more chaos happening, a lot more misplays because of all the confusion on the field. And it only takes one beat there from Forht on Nervbot to get that one through. And I mean, just a great speed there. You expect Nervbot to take possession. He kind of plays into that. He gets the dunk through. And I mean, just a great play from Forht, trying to end this game in game number 6, trying to keep it from going to game 7. But obviously, Dissolve, they're not going to be out just yet. They are going to probably pull off some crazy things as Nerdbot looking for a double tap of his own, but a great save once again. Yukio all over the defensive side of the field, and he's been the main reason that Venom has not really succumbed to the pressure of Dissolve. We see time and time again where he's just been able to make such great saves and such great clears that Dissolve aren't able to engage, and they have to reset and kind of slow the play down, retake possession. And Yukio has been the main contributor to that, and I mean, just such a great play coming out from him as we look to see another shot opportunity from Forht, but that one just going to be saved away, and all three members of Dissolve back.
Yeah, it's like this overtime from the last game has really stuck with this Dissolve squad. I haven't seen them, their high-flying action pacing. I say that as Nerdbot gets a great dunk. Not the shot we're used to seeing from them, but an effective one at that. Kickoff goal, double reset, triple reset. It only does one thing, and that adds one to the top of the scoreboard.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, Forht got a taste of his own medicine. He tries to take it up and take possession. Mobamba absolutely insta-challenges him, gets the dunk. Nerdbot's there for the follow. Much needed goal after not being able to break through in game number 5. They are now able to do it in much less shots this time, as Dissolve looking to try to build upon it. They do not want to go down again. They want to be able to take the lead. They want to be able to force game 7, and that's what everybody here is hoping as well. I think, you know, just from the content perspective alone, is you just want to see the best Rocket League potential that you can, and I don't know what could be better than a game 7, if only maybe a game 7 OT, as Mobamba's looking for the clear out, looking for the pass to Nerdbot, a fake coming through, and that one's going to be in, and it works out, like you said, it works. They throw off the Venom defense, and I don't know how, but Nerdbot not being able to connect, throws off Forht, throws off Thatchirat, and, you know, Dissolve going to take the lead here in game 6.
It's hard to blame him with how Nerdbot's been playing. He's been going for and hitting every ball, so that's whether an intentional fake or an unintentional fake, it is an effective fake at the end of the day. Forht now trying to get his team tying it up. Great demo from Yukio and Thatchy! Oh, never mind. I thought that one was for Thatchy. Forht able to get his second, tying this game up at 2 apiece.
You know, I think he would have gotten it anyways, right? I think Thatchy would have been there.
Oh.
He kind of bumped into the shot, so, you know, we can give Thatchy that one, as, you know, Forht might have gotten the credit, but it was really Thatchy being able to help beat Forht, or help bump Forht into the beat on that last man back. But a great demo there coming up from Yukio. We might see another shot early. Mobamba having to clear this one away. A pass from back to his own net coming from Red Jr. Absolutely diabolical, as Mobamba might have an open net, not going to be able to find that one on. And Venom and Dissolve both back, both even, and I mean, such a close series, both offenses prevailing. The defense getting threatened with all these bumps and demos that you talked about in between this game and last game. You know, you said you look for more demos. These teams, especially on offense, have gotten more stagnant, and I completely agree with that. And we see they completely have flipped the script now as Forht looking for the double tap, but a great save there coming out from Red Jr.
Yeah, Red Jr. has had an interesting series. He's hot and cold a lot, but he's doing well on defense consistently. He just needs to translate that to his offense to help push Dissolved over the edge. Great bump from Forht. Actually trying to find someone mid. Forht with a quick shot, but Red, again, consistent as ever on defense, able to pop this one out and away. Yukio is waiting for it, though, trying to get something started. Waterfall down, but a great touch from Mobamba sends it over to the sidewall. Thatchy is waiting, though, trying to get something going. Another strong clear, but Thatchy there yet again. He's just doing what he needs to, buying his teammates time to get boost, and that is a selfless player right there. Nerdbot, though, trying to get this one around Thatchy, and does, but Yukio, of course, will be there. Thatchy does miss on it, but it does buy his team just a little bit of time. Nerdbot not enough boost to get to that one for the double. Thatchy with a strong clear, but Mobamba clears it back in. Low boost on the side of Venom. Looking for a pass to Nerdbot, but Nerdbot couldn't catch up to that one. Red Jr. keeping this one. This could be dangerous. Venom flip reset down from Forht, but Red again able to recover from his poor touches and get this one out for just a little bit. 45 seconds remaining in game number 6. Venom has all the pressure.
Yeah, and you see Dissolve, the triple commit having to come through just to ensure they make the save, but it looks like that mistouch from Forht is going to allow them to break out once again. Another kind of mistouch there from Yukio. Might be dangerous. Red Jr. looking for a shot opportunity, but a great save from that last man, and Thatchirat and Dissolve still going to be on this front foot for the last 20 seconds, and that shot might have been on target, but a great save and a great clear there. This might be a counterattack. Mobamba last man back. Yukio not going to be able to find that shot on target off of a tough angle, and we might see overtime here unless something absolutely disastrous happens. Mobamba trying to clear this one out, and Red Jr. might have a pop past the third man. This might be open. Red Jr. there, shot, not the follow-up, not gonna come through. Nerfbot gonna try to keep this one in the half, but unfortunately, the reads on the backboard's not gonna be enough. Game 6 overtime. Oh my word.
I kind of expected Red to miss that one, but Mobamba, he was pretty consistent with his mechanics all series. That would be one they want back, especially if they lose this game. Number 6, Mobamba looking for Red. Red with a quick shot, but it's a little bit off. Forht does get a strong clear up the wall. Nerfbot, of course, is ready. Gets a pinch down, but this one is saved away. I don't think it was on, but it was threatening for sure. Forht now gets it around Mobamba. Nerfbot, of course, with the cut. Great bump in the backline! And ladies and gentlemen, we get Game 7!
What a bump there coming out from Mobamba on Thatchy Rat. Nerfbot a great beat in the midfield. Leaves the net wide open. Game 7 alert coming through. It's what you want. It's what I want. It's what everybody wants. And we get exactly what we hoped for.
Absolute cinema. I know you guys in chat are familiar with that one. I'm hitting that one right now. I've hit it a couple of times. You hear the clap, you hear the hands go up. What a beautiful display of resilience from Dissolve. They got outshot by almost double, but still they were able to come back and take the win. They hit the shots that mattered. They had a couple whiffs, but they were resilient. More saves on the side of their defense as players are sure antsy from this one. Neither team electing to take a timeout in this entire series, even both of them, even though both of them had won. They both feel very confident. Venom looking to keep the tradition of taking the odd numbered games. Dissolved need to switch it up and take game number 7 to take the series. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an exciting thriller. A great way to start off our night.
Yeah, and you know, all the people in chat betting their channel points. I mean, this is one of the highest betted predictions in the entire playoffs. We have almost 250,000 channel points being predicted on this matchup alone. I mean, I'm so happy I went to game 7. You know, maybe my prediction comes through, but either way, this is such a great series. I think that both these teams have been playing phenomenal, and it's who wants it more. Who's gonna come out swinging? Who's gonna come out aggressively? Who's gonna be able to take this first goal of the game? That's going to be a necessary thing. Will Yukio be able to hold down the line on the defense that he's been able to do so well? Will Nerfbot show out the mechanics he's looking at doing again? And another demo coming through. Not going to be able to find the double tap. And this is what happens. The nerves can get to you sometimes. Even though Nerfbot is one of the most mechanical players in Challenger League, even he can make some mistakes when it comes down to the wire.
I am again looking for Thatchy, Rat, and Red to step up. They've been relatively quiet in this series offensively, but defensively these guys have played well, doing their role well. But I need one of them to step up and be the difference maker for this team. Mobamba gets a 50 on Thatchy Rat, but Thatchy Rat able to get to Nerfbot though, looking for a reset. Going for a bump, but a great save comes out from Forht. Red gets it around 1, does get bumped off of it. Nerfbot trying to get one on, but Thatchy Rat able to save it into the corner. He has 50 boost. I love how he takes his time here, but you have to stay behind the ball when Mobamba's going for it. Double commit comes out. Forht needs to recover and get dunked by Nerfbot. Great bump, making this play less threatening. Yukio with a strong redirect down the field where Mobamba catches it. Over a minute into this game, and it again feels like neither team has the edge. This game is going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, and you see a lot of it's just in the midfield. We saw this very frequently, especially in games 4 and 5, where neither team were wanting to overcommit. They were leaving their third man back a lot, and they were just playing very passively. It's going to be who's going to be able to take that aggressive approach, who's going to be willing to make those risks to try to make a shot, as Nerfbot electing once again to just stay very far back, waiting for the clear and Dissolve. They look poised. They need to recover. They need to stop the trend of 1 loss, 1 win, because they are on the back foot of losing if this series goes the way that the trend has gone. And I mean, Dissolve, they look the part, they look so good. Venom looks absolutely phenomenal as well. This will be a series for the ages. People will talk about this series in the future like it was one of the best Nemesis series, like the Samurai Venom one. Is Nerfbot looking for another double tap, but a great clear coming through.
Yeah, the nerves are clearly on display. I think Yukio had a chance to shoot, and he's been so consistent in this series so far, and he backflipped on it a little bit earlier in the game. We're approaching the halfway point, and again, neither team feels like they have the presence of mind. Red, though, still consistent. Nerfbot and Yukio, the ones who I look for on offense, are starting to backflip, get nervous. They're expected to be called on. Yukio trying to receive that call and hear it and take it, but a great clear from Mobamba over to Thatchy Rat. Thatchy Rat looking for Forht on the sideball. wall. He gets the touch for it now. Trying to get by Nerdbot, but of course you can't. He has the control. He gets a reset, but he drops it down. This could be dangerous, but no one elects to go. Thatchirat taking his time. This one 50 down mid, but Forht with a great clear over to the sidewall where Thatchirat waits. He misses on this one. Forht to Yukio. The combo we're so used to. Forht back up for the double, but he gets it just a little bit over Yukio's head, and Red's able to pop this one out to the corner. 2 minutes remaining, and we haven't seen some sustained offense like we've seen in the first 6 games of this series.
Yeah, and I mean, that was such a great opportunity between Yukio and Forht, but this dissolved lineup has been able to hold strong. Thatchirat trying to clear this one out. Nerdbot gets a high pop, looking for the touch, looking for the fake, gets the reset, looking for the bump, looking for the shot. Is Mobamba, though, is a great save. Red Jr. might be it's his time, but not this time, as a double commit coming out. Dissolve electing to just not hard commit anybody. We saw that they're waiting for 2 players to get back before they send the first man, and that causes some beats to occur. Nerdbot was able to get beat in the midfield. Mobamba was beat in the midfield. Red Jr., though, able to put a great save together, and the demo as well coming back on the defensive side. But Forht is there. The shot on target, and 1 minute remaining. Venom has taken the lead in this series.
A great dunk coming out from Yukio to Forht. The connection, the duo that has dominated this Challenger League. Venom take the lead with 1:15 remaining, but if there's one thing I know, Dissolved will not go quietly. I was calling on Red, I was calling on Thatchy, but it looks like I have to go back to the well, back to Old Faithful. Nerdbot, we need something from you, because right now your team's going to go out. Great save from Nerdbot, but clearly nerves are showing. Double commit coming out on defense. This could be dangerous for Dissolved. Another double commit comes out. They're not communicating. The nerves are at an all-time high, but Nerdbot, of course, comes away with it. Gets a great 50, trying to stay on it, but he can't. Great cut from Yukio. Mobamba, low boost, elects to leave it for a teammate. Red, this is your time. He gets it around 1. Looking for Mobamba. Mobamba up in the air, looking for a touch. Gets it. Going for the double. He's not going to hit it, but he's leaving it for a teammate. And Nerdbot! Of course it's you! 40 seconds remaining, and it's tied 1-1.
What a great play there from Mobamba. The double tap, not going to be on target, but it doesn't matter when the follow-up is there. The risk was taken. Nerv was there for the shot. Yukio almost able to get a touch on that one, but they tie it up now. 40 seconds remaining, anybody's game, and Yukio might be trying to take advantage of that. A double commit miss. Nerdbot there, though, for the save. An absolutely crucial save there from Nerdbot to keep them in it.
Wow, 25 seconds of regulation remaining before we get what we've all wanted, but Mobamba doesn't want Game 7 overtime, and neither do any of the players. They're trying to take the win and take it in regulation. 15 seconds remaining, cut out by Nerdbot. Nerdbot whiffs on this one. Forht now popping over to the corner. Yukio leaving it for Thatchy. Thatchy, can you do it? No, what a save by Red Jr. yet again. So consistent on defense, doing his job so well. Nerdbot gets bumped off by Thatchy. Mobamba whiffs on this one, leaves it for Nerdbot. Nerdbot up into the skies, not enough boost to make something happen. 1 second left. I think Thatchy elects to leave it, and we have Game 7 overtime.
Now, this has got to be crucial. The kickoffs have been the absolute disgrace of Dissolve. They have not been able to have them much success, and Nerdbot looking to change that narrative as Forht might have a counterattack option. Red Jr. last man back, doing really well to save time, but Yukio's there, shot gonna be wide. We don't see an early goal yet, and Mobamba able to get the clear. It's gonna be down to the wire. It's all about grit. The nerves at an all-time high. Nobody wants this more. You gotta want it the most. You gotta play the best you can, and Mobamba looking to do just that.
Thatchy with a great save again. Thatchy and Red have played phenomenal on defense, just allowing their teammates to pop off when needed. It's just going to matter who is the one to do it. Mobamba with an awkward bounce, able to take this one off the back wall, trying to get a 50 on to Thatchy, but Thatchy gets a great clear over him back to the midfield. Now we have Yukio with a redirect, but again, Red, double commit! This could be it! And it is! A double commit on defense ends the game! Unbelievable! Yukio to Forht, what a redirect! Nerves from Nervebot. Oh, unbelievable game. What an unbelievable series. Everything that we could have wanted, but Venom keep the tradition going. They take the odd number games 1, 3, 5, and 7.
Yeah, this series alone was the... Oh, I'm at a loss for words. This was such down to the wire, so close. A lot of people were probably thinking after Venom was able to win 7-2 that it might have been a lopsided series. Dissolved fought back. They fought very well, but in the end, it was the nerves. It was the double commit that ended up being the dagger. Venom were able to take it, and Forht able to move it on, and let's be real. This was the first match of semifinals for this Nemesis season. We have so much left in store. I am so excited for the rest of these matchups. If this is how the first one's going, I can only imagine what the rest of tonight's gonna look like.
The rest of tonight has a lot to live up to because that was the best game of Nemesis that I've ever seen, the best series of Nemesis that I have ever seen. That was to the wire. Great counterpunch after counterpunch. Each team not able to get the best of the other until the very end. Game 7 overtime. A phenomenal series. Congratulations to each of the teams for coming out. Dissolved, you had a phenomenal season. You had a phenomenal showing, and I know you will come back even stronger next year. But congratulations is in order to this Venom squad. They showed grit, determination, taking down the number 1 seed. Congratulations to Forht, Yukio, and Thatchy Rat on a phenomenal series, and good luck in the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, and man, I mean, just such a great game. I Venom played so well. They played very consistent. I mean, we saw the pop offs from Nerve. We saw the pop offs from Yukio, the amazing defense, and man, I can't believe that series was so phenomenal. I mean, it had both of us on the edge of our seats. I know for sure, and I hope that everybody in the watching was on the edge of their seats because, man, I mean, my heart's still racing, but. With that will be it. We will have to take a quick break as now we're running behind. But I mean, I don't think anybody really cares that we're running a little bit behind. We will be, though, right back for some more amazing semifinals matches. You do not want to miss it. Stay tuned.